these resistors here are in series. Can you see? So what is going to be the resistor over here in place of all these resistors? It's going to be 4R. Yes or no? So it will be 4R. What is the resistance going to be here? It's going to be 2R. Yes or no? Then 4R parallel with 2R. What is 4R parallel with 2R? 4 into 2 upon 4 plus 2. I'm doing it directly. How much is that? 8 by 6. 4 by 3. Replace it by 4 by 3. What you will get? How much is 4 by 3R plus 2R? Yes or no? So we get 10R by 3 across this. Now we have to find out the equivalent resistance across A and B. These two resistors become in series.
2R.
So it is 2R. Yes, thank you for your response. Please respond, everyone. No problem. Everyone should respond. At least I will know whether you all are understanding something. At least I will know, na. So 10R by 3 parallel with 2R. How much? You can apply the formula 1 upon R equivalent here. That is 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. Yes or no? So what you can take directly reciprocals, that is 3 by 10R plus 1 by 2R. Take the LCM. What will you get?
8 by 10R equal to 1 by R.
So 8 by 10R, that is 1 upon R equivalent. Okay, that's the mistake. 1 upon R equivalent is 8 by 10R. So what is
5R by 4.
That you
5R
have
by
to
4.
take a reciprocal. Yes, take a reciprocal. Don't leave it there by mistake. Don't leave it there. It is 8 by 10R means your R equivalent becomes the reciprocal of it. So this is your, yeah. How much was it? 10 by 10R by 8. So then you can 2 for 2 5. So 5 by 4R. Okay. So this was the method. Yesterday I taught you one small trick. Whenever you're coming across Wheatstone Bridge, okay, whenever you're coming across Wheatstone Bridge, look at Wheatstone Bridge like a book. Okay, look at it as a book. And where my hands are placed, consider that to be a point A here and point B over here. So when Wheatstone Bridge you see, when some symmetrical circuit you see, just close that circuit, just fold it. And the point at which there is the point at which the entire circuit is folding, you can assume the current through that to be 0. Is that understood? You can assume it to be 0. So in that case, it becomes easier for every one of us to solve the sum. It becomes easier for us to solve the sum. Is that clear? Everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's do another one. We can do another one. No problem. Why I'm making you all do so many sums? At least you all will remember all this. We cannot simply. First, you all have to identify whether. First, you should be able to identify whether it is symmetrical in nature or not. If not, then please don't do the folding method. Okay, you will have to solve it on your own using normal method. If this is A and I say this is B, I give, let's say this is 2R and this is say 2R. This is 2R. This is 2R. Let's say this is R, R, small r, capital R, and this is also capital R. Is this a Wheatstone bridge? Can we apply the concept of Wheatstone bridge here? Yes or no? That you answer. Don't solve the sum. Can we apply the Wheatstone? Is it, first of all, is it symmetrical? Is everything
Yeah.
symmetrical in this?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So in that case, can we apply Wheatstone bridge ka concept? Can we apply the concept at least? Can we fold it? Yes or no?
Yes,
We can
sir.
do it.
Yes,
Yes,
But
sir.
sir.
suppose this was 3R. Then can we apply it?
No, sir.
No.
Yeah,
No,
no,
sir.
the answer is no. Although everything looks symmetrical here. If the resistor here is different, the ratio of this entire circuit changes. It is not, it does not form the ratio of this is not equal to ratio of this, or any diagonal also. If you take the ratios, they are not equal. So if they are not equal, don't make a mistake of putting the Wheatstone bridge concept and eliminating the R's in between, the resistors in between. That will be absolutely wrong. That will absolutely be wrong. And expect such sums in your board exams. Expect them in your competitive exams. They will give you a symmetrical diagram. Complete one point, they will write some resistor which is different. If you apply the Wheatstone bridge concept, you get a wrong answer. So always look for the resistance values also. Just don't look at the symmetry of the diagram. That is also important. That is also something to be understood. So if this was 2R now, if I fold it, at what point is the folding? At what point is the folding taking place? At what point? Is it happening on this point? Exactly in the between here, this one. If I fold this across A and B, this resistor, these two resistors are gone. So I can eliminate them. So if I eliminate them, can you find out the equivalent resistance now? Doesn't it become easier? Okay, doesn't it become easier? So in this case, what we'll do? We can see the top resistors will be how much? What is the equivalent resistance on top?
The equivalent
4R.
resistance is capital R into small r by R plus capital R.
I have got an answer over here, which is 2R upon capital 2 into small r upon capital R plus small r.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is the answer. Okay, great. What is the equivalent resistor over here? It is small r, 2R.
2R.
And over here it is again 4R. Now, immediately what should come to your mind? How will you solve this? Although you all know it, but please, some people, what they will do? 4R parallel with 2R. Don't do that. 4R over here is parallel with which one? 4R over here. So how can we solve? R by N. You remember this? So what is 4 by 2R? Isn't it? Can I say 2R? So you eliminated 2R right here. This gets cancelled and this gets cancelled. What remains is 2R parallel with small 2R. How much is that now? Apply the formula 1 upon R equivalent. That is 1 upon 2 capital R plus 1 upon 2 small r. So how much will you get? Everyone, can I say that R equivalent finally turns out to be 2 into small r upon capital R plus small r? Did you all get all this? Did you get this answer? Yes or no? You take LCM of
Yes,
this,
sir.
what you get 2.
Yes, sir.
You get R plus small r, and here R and R. Take a reciprocal. Please take a reciprocal. Don't forget. Okay, I am repeating this because simple things are, of course, obvious to all of us. Yes, it's obvious to me also that I am taking simple sums. But simplicity is where people also make silly mistakes. That's why we say silly mistakes. Let's do another one. Let's see whether you all are able to do this one at least. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's put a resistor here, right here. And another resistor here. Another resistor here. Resistor here. And let's say tell me what is going to be the equivalent resistance between A and B if the magnitude of all these resistors is capital R. First you tell
3R
me.
by 4.
Wow, someone answered it directly. I think you've done the sum before, is it? Or you did
No,
it
sir.
just now? Okay, great. Very nice. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, what
Yes,
is the
sir,
approach?
solving.
Yeah, solve it. What is the approach?
R.
For those who are solving, solve. No problem. For those who are not able to do it, can you give me the approach? What approach? First of all, can you tell me whether Wheatstone bridge can be applicable to this? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Why? Why yes? Because there is symmetry.
It is
You take the,
symmetrical.
yeah, it's symmetrical, and all the magnitude of all the resistors are given to you. That is R, capital R. Yes or no? So in that case, it is symmetrical. So apply the Wheatstone bridge concept. What is Wheatstone bridge concept tell you? That the ratios, if all the ratios are equal, okay, the one of the branch in the which is bisecting or trying to be bisector of the entire symmetry, it will have zero current passing through it. So just imagine, it's difficult, but if you fold this, if you fold it, then at what point is the folding happening? At what point is it folding? Is it folding at this point here? And is it folding at this point here? Yes or no? Is
Yes,
it
sir.
folding at, so if it is folding, can we remove that then? Can we remove it?
Yes.
Yeah, so that is the trick right here. So if you remove it, you're only removing the resistors here, right here. And what will happen? What will happen? When you're removing it, it does not mean that you're leaving it blank. That is not what you do. It becomes a blank line right here. Becomes a blank line right here. Yes or no? Understood this? And it becomes a blank. Wait. Yeah. Okay. It will become a blank line right here. It's folding. It's folding.
Sir, is the answer 3 by 4R?
Yes, the answer is 3 by 4R. So now, can I say that I can, this point over here, these, let's say this A, this is A, this is B, this is C, and this is D. All these points are one point. Can I say that A, B, C, and D are all 1 points? 1 point? Can I say? Can I say? Because see, these are blank conductors. There's no resistance in between them. I told you. Remember? So in this case, what can we do? We can just take A and D, these 2 points, and pinch it. Just pinch all of this together. So if we pinch it, what will it turn out to be? I will pinch this D like this. See, look here. This is how you solve it. So this right here will turn out something like this. And even these points will turn out like this. Okay. And if you bring this more close, it all becomes a point. It all becomes a point like this. So now, if you see, these two resistors are parallel to each other. R and R, parallel to each other. Okay. So how much is that? How much is the value of these two resistors here? Is it R by 2?
R by 2.
So can I replace it with a small resistor there? Do one half of the symmetry. Don't do the both the halves. Just do one half. So I'll say it is r by 2. Yes. Okay. R by 2. R by 2 is in series with R. How much is that going to be? 3R by 2?
3R by
R by
2.
replace that with 3R by 2. And then ultimately what you'll get? You'll get 3R by 2, which is in parallel with what? 2 resistors. And that is R by 2. So 3R by 2 is parallel with R by 2. How much is that?
4R by 2.
4R by 2. 4R by 2. So 3R by 2 is parallel with R by 2, and that is coming out to be 4R by 2. 4R by 2. Has everyone got this answer? Let's see. Has everyone got this answer? It is 8 by 3R, no? It is 8 by 3R. It is not 4R by 2. It is 8 by 3R. Okay. So now 8 by 3R is what? 1 upon R equivalent. So R equivalent is what?
3R by 8.
3R by 8. Now I told you that we have to basically do what now? We have to do for both. So 3R by 8 plus 3R by 8. This will give you what?
3R by 4.
So 3 that. So it is 3R by 4. This is your answer. 3R by 4. Understood how to solve this sum? Everyone? So please try many sums like this. Please try many sums like this. What happens is our concepts get clear. Okay, our concepts get clear. Let's come to one sum here. That is, remember we had done KVL, Kirchhoff laws, loop law. So let's say that this is 10 volts, and this is going to be having a voltage again here, a resistor here. Let's say this has another potential here, resistor here, and let's say another one here. Let's name this points A, B. Okay. And let's say resistor's value is 1. This is 2. Let's say this is again 2. 30, 40, and 50. 30 volts, 40 volts, and 50 volts. I want to find out, basic thing I want to do is find out the current. I want to find out the current between the branch F and B. Between F and B. Here. F and B. What should be my approach? What should be my approach?
Make a loop deciding the direction of the current.
Okay. So should I do it on all three? Should I do it on all three? So okay, I will do one over here. Make a loop. Make a loop. I'll make a loop. I say this is I1, this is I2, and this is I3. But what will happen here? If I take I1, I2, and I3, will I get three simultaneous equations, three equations, and I will get it in the form of I1, I2, and I3? Yes or no?
Yes,
And
sir.
then I have to solve that simultaneous equations and find out I1, I2, I3. But can we see another approach here? Yes, this is a general approach. Yes, good, great, good approach. Can we see another approach here? Can I say, anyone else wants to shoot out, please shoot out. Anyone else? Okay. So can I say, let's not consider this I2 at all, or this I3 at all. Why? Because if I have to only find out the current between these two, okay, let's just apply the the equation. Let's just express this in the form of equation, this branch. So what will we get? Can I say it will be VF? Then can I get minus 30? Then I will get minus I times what? 1 and minus VB, which is equal to 0. Can I say this? At least this? Can I say? Is this understood? I just applied the expression for this branch over here. But if I have to find this current I also have to know what VF is and what VB is. VF minus VB. Can you see in this entire picture what VF minus VB can also be equal to? What is the potential difference between VF and VB? Can you see there is no resistance in this branch?
10
So
and 40.
what is the potential between VF and VB? Isn't it 10 volts? Yes or no? Can you
Yes,
see
sir.
it?
Yes, sir.
So these tricks you have to know. How these tricks you all will know? By practicing. Okay. So I can substitute VF minus VB, okay, as 10 volts. So if I substitute that, what will I get? 10 minus 30 minus I equal to 0. So what is I? Minus 20 amps. Yes or no? I
Yes,
is
sir.
what? Minus 20 amperes. So minus 20 means what? The current direction which I have taken will become opposite in
Opposite.
nature. Yeah, that much. That is should be understood. Okay. Let's come to another sum. Let's say there's a resistor here, 10 volts. This is 2, this is 50, this is 10, this is 2 again, and this is 30, and this is 1. Find out the current through this resistor. 2 ohms resistor. Please, not this one. This one, I'm saying 2 ohms here, right here. Find out the current through that. So here you won't find, here you cannot do that approach which we just did in the previous one. That's because the potential at every branch is different. So here you have to apply the loop law. Apply loops in both of them. So if we apply loops here, what we'll get? I1, I2. I'll say this is I1, this is I2. Just write the equation. What will be the loop equation for the first loop? Will it be minus I1, then minus 10, minus 2, I1 minus I2, yes or no? Minus 30 equals 0. Solve this, what you'll get? Minus I1 minus 10 minus 2 times of I1 plus 2 times of I2 minus 30 equals 0. So then what we get? I1 here minus 3 I1. Is there any other I1? No. Minus 3 I1. Then what we get? Plus 2 I2. And then we will get minus 10 and minus 30. That is equal to, I can write 40 directly. Equal to 40. If I change the signs, it will become plus 3 I1 minus 2 I2. And it will become minus 40. This is our first equation. So if this is our first equation, what is the second loop? What is going to be the second loop equation? Start from top. Anywhere, let's start from 2. Yeah. So it will be minus 2 times I2. Yes or no? Is everyone understanding? Okay, I'm going in the direction of current now.
Yes,
Plus
sir.
30. Then I'll get minus 2. What I will get now for here? I2 minus I1, I1 minus I1.
I2 minus I1.
Yeah, I2 minus I1. And then you'll get minus 50 equals 0. Solve the sum. You'll get minus 2 I2 plus 30 minus 2 times I2 plus 2 times I1 minus 50 equals 0. And then you can see here 2 I2. This becomes 4 I2. And you have this minus 4 I2 and 2 I1. So 2 I1 minus 4 times I2 Okay, and 30 and minus 50, it is minus 20. So I will write equal to 20. This is our second equation. So solve both of these equations. What will you get? What is your answers? Multiply the second equation with 2. What will you get? 6i1, 4i2. And this you'll get as 80. Then subtract what you'll get. 4i2 and 4i2 gets cancelled. 2 minus 6 will give you what? Minus 4i2, minus 4i1, sorry, equals to,
Sir, I2 equals to 20 amperes.
yes. So I1 is what? Am I doing it correct? Am I right? Or am I wrong? So it is I1 is equal to 100 by 4. And that is how much? Have you all got this answer? Everyone is getting? Okay, so I1 is turning out to be, mine is going to be minus 25 amps. If you have minus 25 amps, please take this, substitute this in any of the equation. So 2 times of minus 25 minus 4i2 equal to 20. If you substitute, you'll find the value I2 to be equal to what? I2 will be minus 17.5. 17.5 amps. So now you came to know I1 and I2 values. You came to know what is I1 and you came to know what is I2. So if I have to find out the value of current passing through these 2 ohms, what do I need to do? Can I take I1 minus I2? Isn't that the value? Yes or no? Is that the value? No answer. Everyone is quiet. So the current passing, if the question was to find out the current passing through 2 ohms over here, the current passing is what? I1 minus I2 or I2 minus I1, do any of that. So how much do you get? Everyone, if you do I1 minus I2, you will get minus 25 minus of minus, that is plus 17.5. How much this turns out to be? So it is equal to minus 7.5 amps.
minus 7.5.
So now listen. Although you got this answer, always remember that I would like all of y'all to specify the direction. And when you specify the direction, how to specify it? Either with the arrow up, sideways, down, or left. Okay, anyhow, in front of the answer. So if you are getting I1 minus I2 as minus 7.5 and it is I1 minus I2, the expression you found out is I1 minus I2. So in what direction is the current which you have found out? Is it downwards or is it upwards? I1 minus I2 means I1 has been given priority. So is I1 downwards? Yes or no? I1 is downwards. But you got the answer to be minus. You got the answer to be minus. So that means the direction is upwards here. If at all you make this positive, you have to show a sign which is downwards. Everyone understood? Simple things. Okay. Sometimes in the question they might ask you the direction also. So you can write that down. Okay. Let's come to an important topic called electrical power. Okay. How much time have we got to complete this? We have got 6 minutes. 6 to 7. Okay. So let's talk about electrical power. What is it? It's basically energy transfer in a circuit. What is it? Energy transfer in a circuit. With this, what will we achieve in this? What will we come to know by learning this? Basically, you will learn about how much consumption does any device in your house take. Okay, for example, a bulb. If it is 100 watts, we have all heard 100 watts or something like your micro oven, it is maybe 1400 watts, 2500 watts, whatever. So if your devices are that many watts, what is watt basically? Unit of watts is because of we are considering it to be power. Power units of power is watts. So by this, which we are going to learn right now, we will be able to identify with the amount of wattage, which what will be your consumption, your electricity consumption. And if you get into depths of this, you can easily identify what is going to be your electricity bill also. It's that simple. Okay, so some small applications of this. But let's come to the topic. Let's consider this to be a resistor here, and a resistor is connected to a battery. Resistor connected to a battery. Let's say the current passing through this is in this direction. This is a positive terminal, negative terminal. This is R. So, do you remember that I had told you to remember this expression? Change in potential energy is equal to what for the battery? Is it positive of the work done by the battery? Yes or no? Remember, everyone?
Yes.
Change of potential energy
Yes,
is
sir.
basically it's work done by external force, and in this circuit, the external force is what? The battery. So we write dWb, which is the differentiation of work done by battery, which is also equal to what? It is equal to Q into V. That was the new term which had come up.
Q
So
into
dQ.
V.
Q into V.
So we wrote dQ into V because differentiation of course. So if we know this, can you if we have to differentiate this entire, now this is not with respect to anything. Let's differentiate this equation with respect to t, that is time. So let's say du by dt equals to dwb by dt, and that is equal to dq by dt with v as a constant. So change in potential energy with respect to time is equal to the change of the work done by the battery with respect to time is also equal to the change of the change in charge with respect to time. So can you see something here, that the change in potential energy, or the basically change in energy with respect to time, is called what? What is it called?
Power.
It is called power. So this
Power.
expression is important. Yes. So power is denoted by P over here. So we can denote it that P is going to be equal to yes or no, du by dt, which is equal to dwv by dt. But what is dq by dt? We have
Current.
studied. It is current. dq by dt is current. So if I just replace that, it will become I into V. I into V. Or in a general expression, we know P is equal to VI. It rhymes better like this. P is equal to VI. So this is the equation of power. Now from this basic equation, we can derive three more expressions. How? We know V is equal to IR. Substitute V is equal to IR over here. What will you get? Will you get I square R? If I substitute V as IR, will I get I square R? Similarly, if I substitute I is equal
Yes,
to V
sir.
by R, if I substitute I is equal to V by R, what will I get? P is equal to V square by R. So this is the first equation, second equation, third equation. Yes or no? Has everyone understood this part? Okay. So please remember the formula of your power. Okay. Sometimes the questions are based on you can apply this in your real life also. That is, if a bulb is 100 watts, apply the 100 watts here. You know what is the voltage you are giving to the bulb, 230 volts. Find out what is the current passing through it. Okay. Simple questions like that. Okay. So this was small derivation based on electrical power. How many minutes? So we've got 1 minute. So till now we have learned that in a resistor if there is voltage potential difference and a current I passing through it, we can say P is equal to V times I, or P is equal to I square R, or P is equal to V square by R. 3 equations for you to remember. Okay, in a resistive circuit, this means that the energy is being released, liberated. Okay, resistor does not capture any amount of charge or anything, it liberates it in the form of heat. Yes or no? So the energy liberated per second by a device like a resistor is called a power. It's called power. It's called power. Or you can say power consumed by a resistor here is P is equal to VI equal to I square R, or is equal to V square by R. Of course, the